Okay, so finally I have time to do a Star Wars game. Um, and this is Star Wars Wizards of the Coast from 2012, I think was the last time. I'm going to try and see if I can get some decent lighting here. I know you're going to get a little glare. I apologize for that. But I will do my best to show you the cards and how things play out here. Now, I'm just going to do a quick run through of the game. Um, and different card types. We're going to shuffle this deck, of course, afterwards. All right, so let's start with, and hopefully this stupid camera doesn't keep glitching out on me because when I don't move or whatever, it, turns off. But it's the only program I have at the moment, and I don't like OBS, like I mentioned before. So forgive my shadow. The dark side. So essentially, the object of the game is to control, and let's move these cards out of the way. So you have character cards, which are in purple, ground cards, which are in green, and space cards, which are in blue. Now, for now, ignore the text on the cards and everything, because as I play, I'll explain as best I can. So the three areas you have is character, ground, and space. Three areas. The object of the game is to control two of the three areas. So this is the dark side deck here, the light side deck here. And I'll be playing both sides and doing my best. I know it's weird and not playing against anyone else, but oh well. Um, so character cards, as I showed, are purple. Ground cards are green. Space units are blue. Then you have what's called battle cards, which are these kind of border-like type cards. Location cards, which got introduced in a couple sets in, are look almost like a character mission card, I guess you could say. They have character, ground, and space character card or location cards, and finally there's mission cards with the kind of orangish border-like look. Now, as far as resources go, it's called build points in this game. So the top left of, let's say, this card, if you can see it, is a 3. So that's the cost to get the card into play. Now, at the beginning of the game, once you have your 60 card decks all done up, okay, and I'm going to shuffle now. Just give me a moment while I shuffle all these cards back. By the way, just for more rules and heavy rules, you should probably look up the PDF of the rules. Is be your best bet to get more clarity. But I do my best here to kind of explain the basics of how this game works. Okay, there's actually I did find a couple of if you do look on YouTube, there are some videos of how the game's played with some live gameplay, and I've actually liked watching that. So hopefully this adds to that. So let's put Leia away. She's gonna go on the bottom of the deck since I didn't make sure. That's got always. Yeah, I shuffled this deck like upside down, so I had to like. Okay. Stupid. I'm really pissed off with this camera because of this program because it constantly has to um, black screen when I'm not doing anything. Ugh, I gotta really look into that. It's pissing me off. Okay, so at the start of the game, once your decks are shoveled, in this game, dark side goes first for a lot of things. Light side goes second for a lot of things. Okay, so let's start with that. At the beginning of the game, each player draws 7 cards. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, let's do the light side. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So obviously you can see what's light side and what's dark. I mean, that's very simple. White is light and dark, black is dark. Go figure. All right. So let's look at my hand. Let's separate units from non-units. Now, here I have a battle card and a mission card. Here I have units. Now, the way that try and get my shadow out of the way. I'm tall. What can I say? Um, Initially, in a mulligan, you want to look at units and how many non-unit cards you have. Okay, and this will determine whether it's a good hand to start or not. In the initial setup phase, you get 30 build points between you and the light side. Okay, or dark side, light side. Okay, so we're gonna use dice here. Trying to get dice that are kind of light, so you could see. Um, just put it in a play. So 30 build points, 30 build points for the dark side. You might not see it, but 30. So the key in this opening build phase is the way it works is the dark side goes first and we'll build cards putting down, let's say I put down that costing 3. Just, hopefully you can see the card. Just as an example, so I put 3 down. I have 3 build points. I subtract that from the total build, and that's 27. There's 27. This will be a long video, by the way, so brace yourself. There's going to be a lot of explanation. Now, I will get back to the mulligan tips in a second. So, because I put 3 build points down, dark side's good because there's nothing else. So, it's the player's turn now. What the light side has to do is they have to put down units surpassing my 3 build points. Okay, so let's separate. These are going to try and keep these so you can see them. Separating units from non-units, like I did over there. Wow, it's pretty bad. This hand right here sucks, and I'll tell you why. Because this deck is going based off of rebel units. I have 3 character cards. Hopefully you can see these 3. I have Chewbacca, Luke, and Princess Leia, and I have 2 space units. Now, why that sucks is because I don't have any ground units. The green cards. Over on the dark side here, I have 3 green in my hand, 1 character, and 1 space. You kind of want to have your opening hand to have all 3 areas, okay? Now, depending on the theme of your deck, maybe you are concentrated on only 2 out of 3 areas. It's not really that sufficient to do that. Because what if you have a bad opening hand and you mulligan your hand and then you get another bad hand and you're pretty much boned for the game. But we're going to go with it because I want to quicken this a little bit on how the game works. But normally I would mulligan the dark light side hand The dark side I'm going to keep. Constantly move this mouse. Um, and these I'll keep in my hand for now. Okay, so just for argument's sake, let's just keep the hands for now because we're moving along right here. I'm gonna shove these down to here so I have room. Move my builds to the side. Sorry you can't see the build counters, but um, I'll keep you updated. So dark side has 3 in space, so now the light side goes, and let's say they're gonna put this card in. A 6 build space unit. To put it right there. So they are 3 points above me. So that brings them to 24. I'll just show you. So that they're at 24 build points now. The light side, that goes back to me because now they're ahead of build points in the build setup phase. I hope this makes sense for you. It may, once you start playing a couple of games, you'll start to grasp it. Okay, so it's my turn. Now here's the thing. Because, and I didn't draw for the light side, because they put a card down, player has to draw to back up to 7. I didn't do that for my last turn on the dark side, so I'm going to do that. Okay. Now, the tactical part of this initial build setup phase is that you kind of draw out on kind of like what maybe the opposing player is putting out in these areas. Are they concentrating on 2 specific areas? And if they are, that might change what you put down for build. So right now, I see they have a higher card out against my little ship here. Okay. Now, looking at this matchup, and again, I'll get into what these cards do later. I'm kind of looking at this as like that ship possibly will smoke this one. Not saying that it would, because again, I'll get into attacks and how that works, but from a strategic standpoint, space is looking pretty bad right now. So that's when I play this card, a 3-drop. Okay. I'll tell you what that card does as we go. So now I'm tied at 6. So it's still my turn. If the light side was tied, they would still go until they're above what the opposing player has built. Again, hopefully this makes sense for you because I put that down and I'm tied. I draw a card. You always draw a card. Non-unit, that's no good, but we'll go with it. So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at this card and this card. I'm feeling better about space right now. So then I'm going to drop Dolph Cities into the character arena. So I got to fix my build here. So 24 and then 4 and then so that would be bring me down to 16 build points altogether from this card and that card. Where's the 16? So 16. Now, because I'm ahead in build points, light side goes. Okay. So here, the light side is looking at character arena with Darth Sidious in the character arena, a special card in the ground, and my 1 space unit. So for them, and again, I'll explain how things go. Probably would put Chewbacca in the. I'm gonna turn them like that because it helps me. Um, Chewbacca for 6 is I'm dropping into the character arena. And so that would be 18. 18. Gotta be something in the settings that I can fix. Okay. Um, so because the dark side's 16 and the light side's 18 at 18 build points, um, they have to match the dark side so they can still go the light side. So they have to get 16 or more. So they're going to throw in this card, a Rebel 2-drop unit. So they're tied with the dark side. Now you can kind of see, like, okay, so he dropped a big 8 drops. So multiple units of cheapness can be put in some arenas, maybe. Okay. So tied at 16, and light side goes again. And you know what? Just because of it, I'm going to put Luke Skywalker in there in the character arena for bringing the light side to 12 build points left. So that means that they are ahead, bringing it back to the dark side's turn. Okay. So always remember to draw cards as you're doing this phase back and forth. So now the dark side, I'm looking at it like this. I forgot to draw a card last turn. Non-character card. That sucks. So I'm looking at character with one Darth Sidious against Chewbacca and Luke, which doesn't look too great. I got a special card, however, it has something that I can't attack them. So I'm going to drop a 2-drop droid into the ground arena. So that'll bring the dark side to 14, which I'm still behind. And lucky I drew this, so I'm going to drop a 7 spot right there in ground right there, which will end the dark side's turn. Why did I get a note? So the dark side has 7 build points left. Goes to the light side now because the dark side is currently leading the build charge. So, for argument's sake, I'm going to drop a 3-spot ground unit there. So, this will bring it down to 9. Next game, I'm going to just basically go through the build step before I start recording. So, this doesn't seem so boring back and forth. Sorry again for the glare of the cards. Can't be helped in this countertop. So, we just have to deal with it. So, probably throw in the 5-spot Starfighter there. Bringing the light side down to 4 build points left. Throws over to the dark side. Got so many non-character cards. Not good. So the hell with it. I'm gonna throw in a droid security escort in here um, for 6, and the dark side will have 1 build point left. We'll get to that 1 build point left. So because the dark side's ahead, the light side goes. They have 4 left. Throwing a Now, I'm going to explain stacks as soon as this build steps over, but I'm putting another Chewbacca under the Chewbacca I already have. Again, I'll explain that. For 1, brings the light side down to 3. Actually, the light side has been really good at drawing units where the dark side hasn't been as lucky. So 3 build points left, which the hell with it. I'll throw a R2D2 in the character zone for the last three of the light side, leaving the dark side with one build point left. And drop to the 7. Don't forget to drop to the 7 during this phase. So one build point left, and I'm going to throw it on the space unit. So that's the build step, which is complete now. All right, let me explain stackable units. And then we'll get back to the game. So specific units, not just mostly character, but specific unique units like Darth Sidious here have and it's very hard to see, but there's a letter at the bottom of the card. So when you have that and you have multiple same name, like look at Chewbacca here. So Chewbacca, this one here is D. Again, very hard to see, but a D letter at the bottom there. And this one is Chewbacca C. Different pictures. Okay. Currently, I have this one on top. So you saw me slide the second one at the bottom. Okay. Now, the reason for this is that you can stack car units to make them stronger. When you do that, it costs you one build point to for Chewbacca here. You saw during the build step to put another Chewbacca under him for one build point. If I ever wanted that card underneath to be on top of this one for text based things, abilities, whatnot, I'd have to pay one build point to do that because the one Chewbacca on top costs 6. See what I'm saying? If they're tied or lower, it's free. So let's say this 7 drops 4 for whatever reason. If I wanted that one, I'd put it on the bottom and it would basically be free. But you have to do the switch during your build step, which is what we'll get into. So that's for any units that have a uniqueness to them, meaning that you can only have one of that card type in play at once. So you can't have the same Chewbacca card in play and stack them. It doesn't work that way. Again, I implore you to look up the PDF of the official rules there for more clarity. So now that the build step is all done with 30 build points, both the light side and dark side went through. And we're all drawn up at let's draw for the dark side. Okay. So build step, official build steps all done. Now we go to the beginning of the game. So the beginning of the game, and this is what I have this thing for. You can use dice, you can use whatever, but I'm gonna look after the dark side and light side, and it's called force points. Force points are for mostly battle cards. So if you look at this one here, I know it's blurry, can't really be helped, but to play this force card or battle card, sorry, I have to pay 3 force to prevent 3 damage to one of my units and deflect as much damage back to the attacking unit. Okay? Battle cards, think of them as being played whenever you can or for whatever situation. Obviously, with the Yoda battle card here, Jedi Master's Deflection, I obviously would play it whenever one of my units is being attacked by an opposing unit and pay the 3 force to prevent 3 damage and do damage back. Mission cards are basically you use build points most of the time to play, and they have to be played during your build step. Now, the build step is now, okay? Beginning of the round, the light side rolls. There's one thing the light side always does, as opposed to the dark side. The light side always rolls for build points at the beginning of each round. So let's do that now. So a lousy 2. Because the light side has all units in every arena, and I have units in every arena, we get an extra build point at 3. Um, there is a retreat step and everything like that, and I'll explain about this. So let's say I had only units in 2 of my areas, and this ship retreated, and the roll for build points is made. I would only get whatever's rolled. I wouldn't get that extra build point. Okay. But because we're at the beginning of the game and everybody's in the arenas, you get +1 more build. So 3. Dark side builds first every time. So I'm looking at what's on the board. And because it's 3, so here was the ship that I was building. I'm gonna put 3 on there to make it 4. It costs 6 for that to come out. Um, so that's really what I'm gonna do. I mean, I could put an extra one here in the ground unit for coverage, but it's really kind of like your tactical feeling on how things are. Right now, this unit here is probably not gonna die in 1 or 2 turns, unless the opponent attacks well. Okay. My space, however, I am going to get destroyed because this is a low end unit against 2. This one's more beefier than that one, but this one, yeah. So I use my build points to try and get this out, hopefully next turn. So I look at that and I'm going to retreat this guy. So retreat means it goes into your build zone. This is called the build zone or reserve zone. There are some cards on their text that have a reserve keyword that they can do stuff while they're in the build zone / reserve zone. But that's just for your FYI. So in my hand, my units, I can't play anymore. These location cards, I'm not going to play probably this game right now because it's until I get to a certain point. The battle cards I'm probably going to use, and this particular mission card may be used. Now, let's explain how units work. So we're going to take our Trade Federation little guy here. You notice the 50 on him? That's called speed. The 2 is the attack dice you roll to attack with this unit, and the 1 is their health or toughness or whatever you want to call it. In the text, it says accuracy keyword 1. Okay, so I'm going to explain. So using this guy here, so 50 speed, 2 attack power, 1 health, accuracy 1. So what that means with the attack is when it hits its turn, I'm going to get all my D6s in here. I'm just going to pull a few. When he attacks, you roll 2d6. Roll them up. So anything that's 4, 5, or 6 hits. In this case, that would be a really good roll. So if he rolled 2 6s, that means whatever he's attacking will be 2 damage. Accuracy. What accuracy means is, let's say that I rolled a 3. Hopefully you can see that. It's the dark dice, I know. Let's do the white dice there. So let's say I rolled a 3. Accuracy 1 means that you add 1 to that dice, so it will be 4 technically. So that would mean it would hit. So accuracy is a very strong keyword. Okay. Now, why speed is important? I'm going to try and have actually lighter dice so that everyone can see. We got a whole ton of dice here. All right, well, we'll go with this for now. Okay. So that way you can see what's rolled instead of not seeing it. Okay, so the speed is very important because the dark side always wins speed. And what that means is, let's say I kept this guy in here in the space arena. So when the build step ends and everybody's built their stuff and whatever and played cards, the game begins or the round begins and it goes space, round, character. In that order, in resolving attacks and units doing things. So in this case, this dude has 70 speed, which means that he would beat the 60 speed starfighter here and the 30 speed ship here, which is would be good. Then it would exhaust to do its business. So in this case, it has critical one. So hopefully you can see critical one on the card. What that means is if I, let's say, rolled the two attack dice it has, and I got 1 and 6 on it, at least one natural 6. Critical one means this would do 2 damage. Now, critical hit does not stack. So if I roll like that, let's say all these attack dice, and only got 1 6, that would just mean critical one damage plus 1 damage. Let's say let's say I rolled like that, then it would be critical one. That'd be 1 2 3 4 damage. Let's say I had all 3 6s. Critical one would only be 1 2 3 4 damage. So it does not stack. You understand? Okay. So you go back and forth in the speed. So again, sticking with space, this 70 speed would go first unless someone played a card buffing the speed or had cards that buff speed. Then the light side 60 starfighter would go, or rebel squadron, I should say. Looks like a starfighter. That card would go and attack this. If this didn't die, because I have no other space unit and no nothing, this card would go and do its business. See, you understand now? So that's why I like this. Love this game because of the tactical presence in here. So now let's finish off the light side and the build step here because we want to get going. So there was the 3 build points rolled. Or sorry, it was 2, right? Yeah, it was 2. And then because we had our units were all in the same arena, it gets 1 more build point. So light side gets 3 as well. So just for argument's sake, we're going to put that costs 3 build, put that into play. Okay. Okay, build steps over. Mission cards, as I mentioned, have to be played during your build step. So paid for the build cost, played. Some mission cards will say during the battle step or something like that. Just read the card accordingly. And battle cards are played like an instant and can be played whenever, and they do various things. So now, because I retreated on the dark side, light side's not retreating because they have a better mix of cards. They got better draw than the dark side did. So space goes first. There's nothing in space for the light side to attack. So we go to ground. Now here, we're gonna do the um, speed. So this guy's first because he's a 50 speed over 20 20 10. So he's going to roll 2 attack dice with accuracy 1. And all right. So this card here is going to be giving the light side 1 fewer build points to build rebel units. The special ability here is I can pay 2 force to intercept. So what that means is if I'm attacking, let's say this guy or this guy, the light side can pay 2 force to throw this unit in the way to basically have the attacker attack that. So let's, for argument's sake, saying I'm going after this guy with the Trade Federation STAP. Okay, so minus light side 2 force, bringing them down to 2. Okay, so now the light side is 2 force. This guy's going to go in the way of the attack here, and the top carries out. So that would be 2 hits because accuracy 1 turns this 3 into a 4. Because they only have 2 health, that kills it. So that guy's gone. Okay, now we go to the speed. Dark side wins speed, so I got 20 here and 20 here. 20 there, 10. So the light side does not have a faster unit for me to do anything. Now, what this card does is it's a 0/3. However, it has Iron Cannon 3, meaning that I can attack his space units for 3 dice. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going after that squadron. So that is 3 and all that. So now this is when the light side will play the battle card here. So this battle card says pay 1 force, prevent up to 2 damage to a space or ground unit. So obviously that minus a force, bringing the light side down to 1 force. So it totally nullifies the 2 damage, which would have killed it, but sucks to be me. No speed on the left side is going to do anything. This is 20 speed. Dark side wins speed, and I'm going to attack that with 8 dice at accuracy 1. So this has accuracy 1 and shields 1. So what shields 1, if anything, attacks this unit here, -1 die. Very important. 3, 6, 7. Let me find a lighter dice here. So I got 8 coming at this. Wow, really crap. So 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit. This only has 3 health, 4 hits. This is blown up. Dark side's done because they won in speed and everything here. This goes. So what this unit does, as long as is this unit is attacking a squad. So I don't believe any of these are squads. No. If it was attacking a squad, it would get +4 power, which is pretty good. But because none of these are squads, it doesn't matter. And this says armor. So what armor means on any unit is you have to hit with a 5 or 6. So anything 4 or less won't do it. So he is got his one little attack dice. Pointless in attacking this because it's got shields 1. Nullifying its 1 dice. It's going after the ion cannon 3 and missed. Okay. So looking pretty good now with the dark side in the ground. Now we go to character because there's no other units that can attack. Now we go to the unit here, and we're going to speed again. Dark side wins speed here. So we got Sidious and a droid security escort. So Darth Sidious. This card here basically costs the light side 1 more force to do any of their abilities on their cards, like Jedi and so forth. So very important there. I can pay 3 force to evade 2 if anything's attacking it. Now, one thing of note for anything like that, like pay X force to evade X or deflect, pay 1 force to deflect X. You can only use that ability as long as you have force for 1 and only once per attacking source. So I can't be using like evade 2 again, evade 2 on Chewbacca if he's going after my Sidious twice. Make sense? So 40 speed, 40 speed. Luke has 50, R2 has 20, and Chewbacca has 40. So Luke's first. And Luke, he can be a transport pilot. So I could put him on there, which I should have, but whatever. If he's on here, he gives this transport critical 2. So if you can read the card. And then his normal character base is pay 2, force, evade 1. Now, of note, if I put him on the transport, that pay 2, force, evade 1 doesn't count. What counts on the transport is you see the symbol at the bottom. No, it's hard to see. I apologize. You would only get to give that transport critical 2. I hope that makes sense for you. So, because of his speed, he goes first. He has 4 attack dice, and he's going after the um, security escort for 4. Um, this security escort, I pay 1 force and I can intercept. It has accuracy 1 and stun 3, so it's pretty nasty. Give a look at that. So 1 hit, 2 hits. You know what? I'm going to use Jedi Master's Deflection. So I'm going to pay 3 force. So the dark side goes from 4 force to 1 force. Prevent the 2 damage that Luke did to this. And if I'm going to deflect it on Chewbacca, who will have 2 damage on him. Chewbacca sucks when you fight against him because most of his cards have what's called retaliate. What retaliate means is whenever he's attacked, he basically attacks the um, attacker back. Okay. So Luke's gone. Next up in speed, we're tied. This is 20. This says 40. Again, 30 speed plus the 1 Chewbacca card that's under it gives it plus 10 speed, so 40. Still doesn't beat these 2 here. So I'm going to do the security droids on him. It has stun 3, accuracy 1, which is brutal. So it's got 5 dice coming at it. And even if this battle card was a prevent damage, can't use it. So this is hopefully going to be a good roll. Hit, and accuracy 1 turns this to a 4. So 3 damage. And Chewbacca is stunned 3. So I'm going to put that here. Now, he has Retaliate 4 on his card, but I can't use it because the light side has only one force left in their pool, the force pool. So he can't even retaliate. So uh, 3 damage goes on him. That brings him to 5 damage out of 7 health. Okay. And he's stunned 3. So he has 6 attack, meaning he can only attack with 3. Darth Sidious goes because, again, tied for speed, going after Chewbacca again, possibly going to kill him with 5 dice. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that would kill him. Just enough to kill him at 7 health, and Chewbacca doesn't even get a turn. R2 does. The only R2 unit here is left, the only one to attack, and he has. So this one basically allows you to have an extra pilot on a starfighter, which is cool. Um, a starfighter pilot, if I were to attach him to a starfighter, which I don't have currently, it would give a plus 10 speed, critical 2, and when the attack phase ends, remove 1 damage from the starfighter. So pretty sweet. I should have actually retreated him, but R2 is going to try and hit the escort with his 1 dice and does not. So, end of the round. All cards ready. All players draw a card. There's a starfighter. And night side rolls for build. So they get 5 because they have a unit in every arena. I do not because I retreated this guy, so I only get 4 on the dark side. So again, dark side builds first. So this had 4 build points on it. I'm going to put 2 on it and put it into space. I'm going to bring him up. And 2 build points on. You know what? I'm going to put 2 build points on another Trade Federation step, making sure my ground is solid. Now we go the light side. By the way, for those that know Family Guy, Star Wars, this is the giant boob gun. Yes, it is in this game. This is a nasty card if I could get it out, because it's Iron Cannon 10. So it would obliterate pretty much like on a good roll all a ship. But because it costs 8 is very crap. So I'm going to put a starfighter into space for 3, putting me down to 2 build points. Again, I get the extra one because I have all that in there. And wow. Um, yeah, that would have helped. This mission card can remove 4 damage from one of my ground units, but they got obliterated, so that card doesn't work. This Millennium Falcon's 8, Princess Leia's 8, this is 8. So probably going to lose this round here. So the 2 build points will go on to that ion cannon. And you know what? I'm not retreating in any area. We'll see what happens. Um, not retreating from any area, and I'm going to keep R2 here because maybe I should retreat that guy because this is going to get killed here. So I'm retreating that dude. Yeah. We'll turn him sideways. Stay in space, and we'll see how this turns out to be for this character. So build's over. We go to space to settle this. So my 70 speed guy with critical 1 goes first. I will attack the. Oh, yeah. The most important thing is at the start of the round, everybody gets 4/4. So light side had 1, they get 5. They're at 5 now. Dark side had 1, and they're at 5. That's very important. Always get +4. You always get 4/4 at the beginning of every round. That can build up if you don't use force, of course. But okay, back to this. So 70 speed, two attack power, critical 1, and we'll go against the critical 1 starfighter. So that. Wow. A 6 and a 5. So critical 1, 1, 2, 3. 3 damage on this guy, and he gets destroyed. And there's no card that the light side has in their hand that can prevent that. So speed goes over now to this squadron. So with this card, I can give this a +3 attack power, and then it does 2 damage to itself. It would kill itself. However, that would mean that this gets 6 attack power against whatever I'm attacking. So I'm going after that because that's Bombard 4. Bombard means I can attack stuff in the ground, if I wanted to. So 6 coming at the Bombard 4. 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. That was a 6, 4 hits. Now it doesn't kill it, but it does definitely bring it down to near death. So this has basically 2 health left, and this blows itself up because I gave it +3 attack power. That's its ability. It blows itself up at the end. Go back to speed. Light side wins because this 30. I should be really using this card, and I haven't been because this taps to give me 2 build points, and I can only do that during my build step. But what are you going to do? 2 attack power against the Bombard. Wow, blew it up. Didn't even get a chance. That sucks. Okay. Only had 2 health left. Okay, we go to ground, and because the ion cannon can attack, it's got a target in space. I do 3 dice of damage to this. Wow. 3 hits. That's pretty good. Okay, nothing else in ground. Go to character. Now, speed. Luke goes first. because he's 50. Attack 4 on the escort. 2 hits. Yeah. So let me see here. I'm gonna pay. Dark side's gonna pay all 5 force to prevent all damage. I thought this camera, Jesus. So Luke was attacking this. I don't know where this. It did 2 dice of damage there, and I'm paying 5 force to play a battle card. So that would be all the dark side force to prevent all damage to one of my units. So it nullifies that damage. So now we go to speed again and 40-40. So these two will go first before R2 does. So um, I guess we'll do Darth Sidious first on R2. There's 2 hits there. They're pretty bad. We'll do 5 on R2. Holy crap, are you so lucky? Only 1 hit. R2's like 1 hit away. However, because he got hit, he's stunned 3, so he can't even attack because he's only got the 1 dice. So that ends that round. And tap all our stuff. Draw a card. And light side rolls for build. 4. Neither are well. I get 1 extra because I stuck in space last turn, so I get 5 build. Light side, however, doesn't. Excuse me while I blow my damn nose. Sound like a damn Sid. All right. So 5 builds for the dark side. I'm gonna put it on the ion cannon 3. So that's ion cannon 3 for 7. So possibly next turn I can get him out. And we go over to the light side. So 4 build for light side, which is going to go on Han. So 4 forces gained. So right now the dark side has 4 force, and the light side has 9 force because light side does not use any force last turn. Okay. So space again. I hope they get a critical. Of course not. So this goes to 4, and then he has 30 speed, so he goes with his 2 against my critical 1. Doesn't hit. Good. Ground. I would have retreated that guy. So ground, because Iron Cannon can shoot something in space, it's going to do 3 against that. 2 hits, blows it up. That's the game. Because this was retreated, nothing for light side and ground. and I just blew up the last ship in the light side area because I control all two of three areas. I win. So I think with this deck works pretty well because you can see what it does. It has a couple of bombards so I can attack ground if I need to, a couple of ion cannons so I can attack space if I need to. And then in character, I have pretty much like Jedi, Dark Jedi. Um, so I got Darth Tyrannus and Elite Guard. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't draw at least one of those. So my character was pretty good. Initially, when the build steps started, it was pretty bad because I think I got messed on card draw. But Dark Side pulled it out. And I think that if here continued, Light Side would have brought out him. And if I could have brought out the boob gun, um, at least with 12 health, it would have lasted a while. So I could get more ground units out. But ultimately, was drawing the expensive cards, and that didn't help the light side right there. That's why when you build a deck, you got to have a combination of cheapies and mid and high costing cards. So I think the turning point there was drawing the battle cards. The dark side, light side had one, if I recall, but it wasn't enough, and ultimately that was the game. So that is Star Wars, the first game here, to show you how it works. And about an hour, yeah. But a lot of that was explanation and stuff like that. But that's hopefully you grasp some of the concepts there for the card game. And at least gives you an idea of kind of how it played. I know it's a dead card game. I know that there's only select few that possibly played. But if you go to Google it online, there's a website you can actually print out these cards. There's some brand new cards that the website's done as well, and some of them are interesting. And perhaps you get into the game. I prefer this over any other card game in the past, just because it's old Star Wars with like old characters, and I'm old school, and I like the tactical side of it. It's too bad that it died out, but the funny thing is, like all the cards that I have received, I still am missing some, even though it was really cool. The initial delivery was this big box full of cards, and yeah. So I hope to get the last big lot soon, which has cards that I need. Um, Looking to build like a Dark Star, Death Star deck. Um, see how that goes. And on the light side, maybe a clone deck, clone troopers or something. So anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see if I got time to do another.